Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Financial Fitness Friday. And we were talking before. Dave wants to go over what are the best practices for uncertain times, and we're certainly there, right? We got wars overseas. We got a whole bunch of other stuff happening that is not good. If you read the Bible, and you should every day, you will see like a lot of this stuff is just playing out in real time. Okay, so what I want to focus on here is you focus on what you can control. Okay, because there's a lot that you can't in these situations. You know, so let's talk good financial habits. One, pay down all debt that isn't serving you. Okay, live in such a way that you live off way less than what you actually earn. Okay, which means you can save and you can invest. That's always a good practice. Okay, assets are always key, right? I would say that Bitcoin coming down the way it has been and dropping gives everybody an opportunity to get in. Okay, so I would do weekly buys here with what you can afford. And on top of the weekly buys, anytime you see Bitcoin drop 3, 5% or more, load up with any and all disposable cash that you have. Okay. Another thing that I think would be a good practice is think about what would happen if all the power went out. Okay. If all the power goes out, how do you buy goods? It might be cash, it might not be, but gold and silver will always work, especially in small increments. And there's a bunch of places you guys can buy it. And gold and silver has been on a tear. All right. Gold and silver goes on a tear when there's times of high uncertainty, right? When we think there's a lot of inflation, when prices are going up. So it's a good store of value for now. Okay. And those are just good, wise practices that anyone can implement. Now, if you own a business, obviously you want to be growing your business as much as you can, but you should have the same types of practices when you're growing your business as you do your personal life. What do I mean by that? Well, if your business is $100,000 a month business, don't be spending 120. Okay, spend 70 and figure out how to get that 70 down to 65, and then from 65 down to 60. Right? Maintain adequate cash reserves. Like these principles that we're talking about here are all work whether you're an individual or an entrepreneur. And if you are both, you need to have those disciplines and those habits locked in for you and the company. All right. You want to maintain, like in times of uncertainty, you want to maintain the highest amount of flexibility. What does that mean? You have cash, you have a way to buy and sell goods other than using cash. Okay. You have inventory. You're paying off debt that doesn't serve you. What is debt that doesn't serve you? Anything that isn't producing a return on investment. All right. I'll give you an example. I just closed yesterday on the biggest property I've ever bought, 36 units. Okay. It was, dude, yeah. Yep. 36 units. It's got massive rental rolls. I have a partner in it, so it wasn't just me. And it's in Vero Beach, right? And that's exciting, right? It's very exciting, and it's an asset. Okay, that debt absolutely serves me. But if I look at my credit cards and I'm sitting there with 30,000 in credit cards, well, that debt doesn't serve me. Okay, so that needs to get paid off. All right, any debt that isn't producing return has got to go, and it's got to go with a quickness. Okay. If you guys can do that in all these different areas of your life, you're going to have high flexibility. Okay. And having that flexibility in uncertain times gives you the ability to one, pick up assets that could be super low. That could be a long-term win. Two, it allows you to make pivots and adjustments, right? So you're not stuck. You're not pigeonholed. All right. If you are in a position where you're stuck, you have to really right now, and a lot of people are. And that's why I'm bringing this up. When you're doing these things, you have to. Thank you, Giselle. When you're doing these things, you have to find a way to get unstuck, and that's got to be the priority. Because I think if you have the right habits and you stick with them and you maintain a high level of flexibility through this, you'll be able to take advantage of opportunities or pivot for emergencies. Dave, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, man, and kind of dumb it down, and bring it to Main Street a little bit too. Guys, those of you that you're either are business owners or you're newer, or you're just every day you go to work and you come home, start getting rid of some stuff too. Like sell some stuff you don't need. I'll tell you what, like once a year, I've been having fun with it. And my neighbor, leverage other people too. My neighbor, she's retired, helps me out a lot of this. Hey, can you sell this for me? Can you do this? I have all this kids stuff. Just sell it. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Done. Just like that. Right? Get rid of stuff you don't need. I think we have a problem in this country where everybody just likes to collect shit. We're hoarders and we don't know it. We buy useless stuff. We hang on to it. Oh, my kid had this when he was 2 and now he's 16. Like what are we doing here? Get rid of this shit, dude. Like you don't need it. If you're, so that's another way to supplement your income, right? Just by selling, you don't know how much useless stuff you really have. And it's always been my philosophy to live lean. My dad used to say that all the time. My dad's a really good example. He was a big car guy back in the day. And, dude, I think one time he had like 10 or 15 cars and nothing. They were all great, ran great, were in great shape, right? It's not like they're rust buckets and just sitting there collecting dust. He had them, but that was a passion of his. And it's like, look, some of these are going down in value. They cost money to insure. They got to register. There's still maintenance even when you're not driving it. He's like, I like to live lean. When I'm older, it creates less problems. I want less problems in my life. And that actually stuck with me a lot, like living lean. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not saying don't enjoy life, but there's sometimes where some of these things that we have, you unload, you can always get them back down the road. What's important. You can't take the shit with you anyway, man.
Potentially cheaper.
Yeah. Well, listen, when you go, all the stuff staying behind. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When that reality hit me one time, like after my mom passed away, because I walked into her house and it was literally like time just stood still and it was like all her stuff. And she just wasn't there, dude. So like when you see that, it's like, yo, none of this stuff's important, right? So live lean, get rid of some stuff, use it to supplement your income, double down on what you're doing. Most importantly, right? We're talking about the financial side. Take care of your mind and your body. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times in times of uncertainty, we overlook that, right? I can tell you right now, if there's a day for me that goes by, if I don't start my morning off with something extremely physical, my mental is off the whole day. Mm-hmm. And I know that, and it's it's took me this long to realize it, but when I'm not dude, if I'm not beating my own ass, man, I'm just off the whole day. It doesn't feel, so get your mind and your body right. We were talking about it, I think, on Monday, that aggressive 15 pounds in 25 days that I'm doing. Why? It's not, listen, can I do it? Yeah. I believe in that 100% or else I wouldn't be doing it. But really, it sucks. And that's another reason why I'm doing it, is to sharpen the axe more. So going into vacation, I don't want to go into vacation with my family flat. I don't want to go to the beach flat. I still want to keep that momentum as I'm going to the beach. I could come off the gas a little bit, still going to work out, do my stuff down there, keep my mind right. And when I come back, that ball, it's just pushed down on the floor again. It's not like you're lifting off the gas 100%, maybe 20%, and then boom, right back to the floor, man.
Yeah, the other part of that, guys, too, what Dave isn't getting to, that helps your mindset, right? But it also keeps you healthy, gives you more energy, and it allows you to execute at a higher level. And I would say the same thing about your faith, right? In times of uncertainty, that is another place that you need to dig deep into. All right, read the Bible every day. Okay, there's I got to tell you, it's brought me a ton of peace. Okay, doing that, and I'm grateful for it every day, right? And so it's people say balance, like live a balanced life. I'll tell you, I don't think that's accurate. I don't think it's necessarily true that you can have that type of balance. But what you need to do is you need to find a healthy balance where you're taking care of all elements or areas of your life, to go out and produce and go out and win, right? And if you can do that in these uncertain times, well, when it does get back to normal or back to better, you built the habits, you have the discipline, and now you have a big advantage over everybody else that you're going to be competing against. All right, because in the hard times, you decided to put in the work, right? And then when it gets easy, you maintain that level and you just blow past everybody, right? And I've seen it in different cycles. I saw it in 08, 09. I saw it in during the pandemic. And the guys that crushed it are the ones that really focused on that discipline, those habits, and they didn't change, right? And if anything, they got tougher on themselves, harder on themselves, and they came out the other side great. So that's the goal here, guys. That's what we want for you. So hope this helped. Keep crushing it, and we'll catch you on Mindset Monday.
Great, y'all.